Welcome to the channel. I'm the Scottish Astrologer, and in this video I want to talk about the upcoming super full blood moon and total solar eclipse which takes place in the zodiac sign of Sagittarius on the 26th of May. I left this out of my astrology forecast for May, which talks about the new moon in Taurus, Jupiter shifting to Pisces, and Mercury going retrograde. So please check out that video if you haven't already. I will leave a link in the description box below. I wanted to make a separate video regarding this super full blood moon and total lunar eclipse, as I like to do videos solely dedicated to supermoons and eclipses, as followers of this channel would have noticed. So, this total lunar eclipse will be the first in quite a while. In fact, the last one took place way back in January 2019. As eclipses are all about change, the end of May and throughout June will be a time of big change, as we also have an annular solar eclipse taking place on June 10th, so buckle up for these back-to-back eclipses. Now, eclipses are also historically associated with major natural disasters and or social disasters. And as we are in a time of low solar activity, and we are already seeing volcanoes going off all over the place, as well as other natural disasters occurring, I for one am rather worried these eclipses may be a real warning of such events, especially in areas where these eclipses will actually be visible. So for this total lunar eclipse, it will be visible for Southeast Asia, Australia, much of the western half of North America, also South America, the Pacific, Atlantic and Indian Ocean, and also Antarctica. So for these areas in particular, be prepared for potentially something bad that could change lives forever in the form of some sort of natural disaster. On screen now is a chart for the moment of this super full blood moon and total lunar eclipse. And as you can see, the moon lies in 5 degrees 25 seconds of Sagittarius, obviously in direct opposition with the sun and also the north node of the moon in Gemini. But the moon is also in a square aspect with the planet Jupiter, who has not long moved into Pisces and whose energy is now at its best and most potent, as he is the co-ruler of the zodiac sign of Pisces along with Neptune. Now, Jupiter also rules Sagittarius, the sign in which obviously the moon temporarily resides in. So that's a bit of awkward or challenging energy going on there, shall we say. Now, I am personally terming this the backfire blood moon eclipse due to the obvious related qualities of the archer Sagittarius, and I believe this will be the moment when a lot of things like certain policies, laws, decisions made by certain people in power will begin to truly and potently backfire on them and lead to their ultimate demise, which will in turn bring around big change. This is also a time when the mood of the people in general really begins to turn and get a lot more aggressive and confrontational with our perceived oppressors or the enforcers of the perceived oppressors, or those who we see as either incompetent or corrupt also will face the aggressive, confrontational side of the people in general. Not everybody will be involved in this, but in general, that will be the feeling, that will be the mood shift for the people. Now, Sagittarius is a zodiac sign of general freedom, travel, exploration, etc. And so it is lining up with a time when people are truly beginning to crave all these things. They want an end to this pandemic and all that it entails. And for some people of some countries, they will begin to reopen more and more and allow their people more freedoms to enjoy, okay, while other countries are re-locking down and their people are now losing freedoms once again, which in turn will cause that aggressive, confrontational side of the people to come and bubble to the forefront. And again, we will see the end of a lot of leaders around the world due to continually locking down their countries and removing freedoms from their people, and or failing to get the virus under control. Either way, they have lost support by people on both sides of the fence on this issue. So either way, the majority of leaders democratic leaders, have lost, and we will see the end of them very shortly. They will all start beginning to fall like dominoes one by one. Also, for the nations that are open or reopening back up now, eventually when they get re-locked down in due course, the people there who have just enjoyed freedom and some sort of normality once again will of course be truly furious with their leaders, especially in the nations with high vaccination rates. Now the people will be absolutely again furious, and it will conclude with a new leader for a lot of nations, democratic nations. But this super full blood moon total lunar eclipse signals a big fiery shift again in the mood of the people. Sagittarius is a fire sign, and so our mood shift is fire. It's fiery and will manifest mainly as the mood of the people in general being again quite aggressive and confrontational, as people have simply had enough now with the whole lockdown scenarios and they truly demand change. What's more worrying, in fact, is the fact that these leaders, knowing their fate and their moods changing to be more aggressive and confrontational in their own desperation to try and cling on to power, could very well lead certain nations into conflict and try to distract from their own failures. And I am talking about the leaders who either have the balls to go against their puppet masters, or the leaders who don't have any puppet master strings attached and are truly are the leader of their nation. Again, I forecast that this time chiefly the change on top of the mood of the people, the change will be all about the fall of a lot of leaders. Okay, so just watch out again for them falling like dominoes after or around, not long before, the point of this lunar eclipse. And then again, moving into the 10th of June, we have the total solar eclipse, again representing big change. So it's a great time of change in general, and again, this chart is signifying, as is the move of Jupiter into Pisces, signifying the end of the cycle for a lot of leaders around the world. So again, look out for that. Moving on to how this eclipse will bring big change into your personal life. Now, to know which specific life area to expect this big change to occur in, you have to check which house 5 degrees 25 seconds of Sagittarius falls into, because whichever house it lands in on your natal chart is the specific area personal to you where this change will manifest. Now, for those who don't know the meanings of the 12 houses, or for those who would like a reading from myself, I have left a link in the description box below, so please check that out. Okay folks, I think I went on enough for this video. Huge thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe if you haven't already. Till next time, take care.